Okay, I am back. And so the next thing I need to do here is put this into. I'm gonna put this text. Pardon me. Uh, sorry, I shouldn't be scratching myself on stream. That's funny. Uh, I like the wind to be free again. I don't remember the words to Ride Like the Wind though. Christopher Cross. Okay, so the first thing I should do is should go ahead and pop this up. I just kind of realized by thinking a little bit about it that I'm gonna have to when I go through and I separate the navigation uh, keys from the actual proper choice keys. Um, that's going to be kind of a lot of work because there's going to be some of these deals where that's all they have is the directionals. I guess it's kind of okay because right now everything, all the instructions are in the description, so your choices are in the description. So if the choice isn't there, you know, be like, press A to go down or press B or whatever instead of just go to Shade or Glint's room or whatever. You'd be like south. Maybe I have some description. To the south is hit whatever to go south or whatever, that sort of thing. Although also um, there's a possibility that I might. Of course, this is phase two if I ever get to phase two, but I might actually put a separate navigational controls in there. I might have it any key to continue or whatever. Yeah, I might do an any key to continue as far as continuing. Right now, I have it linked to. Usually, it's like to one. It's just the one to continue, and it continues to the next one. But continues just the next page. I'm not sure how I'll do that. I just leave it and just make sure it's in the description if there's any exits. Yeah, I mean, I guess that'll work. Yeah, I guess if there's any exits, well, I could put a separate, essentially kind of an instructional menu, sort of. You still hit the choices, you hit the directional, but there'll be like a separate box in the bottom that says, it says directions, right? but it'll still be going to the pages, so it'll still actually be linking directly to whatever the next page is, because um, it's still the way this works. It's not a proper like location. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a lot. It'll be probably a lot of work that I didn't really figure on. Okay, so in the meantime, wait, where are we at? Perfect candidate. Actually, let me go back to the preface. I think I should have put Harold in here. Ridiculously wealthy. That's been halfway. After things got worse, people started disappearing. Princess Prep was closed, as was Wizard U. Frega College was operating, but it wasn't accepting any new enrollments. Okay. That's alright. Yeah. And what it'll be is once I got the navigation thing worked out, then I'll go back through everything and see if there are some places I can expand out the story. Add some extra story stuff in the first version, that I don't have in this version. So I might reuse some of that still if I can, if it makes sense to. Okay, let's go. Let's do the thing here though. Uh, Firstly, this should be over here. Secondly, I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit and do that. Okay. Oh, count. Let's minimize that. Let's go to candidate. Pull that up. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to do that, and then we're going to paste this text, the full text, including the instructions. You'll see, and we're gonna paste it right here. Control V. Okay. And we are going to go ahead and save this. Save room data. And we're going to run it, and we're going to see what it looks like on screen. So I'll hit it, 1, 1. See, and you can scroll down, right? Because it's built into the Redot, essentially the Godot engine stuff. So the text box is there, but I might have to, like I said, I might have to streamline it. Wait, where it's... What's wrong here? What's wrong here? Maybe it's not wrong. Yeah, I think um let me visit it just a second. Uh right now it's just an interactive story. This page doesn't have any choices on it, just a continue. Any choices So basically, I got the event passed done, and now I'm turning it into a proper story. So yeah, it will be a fully interactive point and click when it's done, but that's not for a okay, so let me look at the so actually Brave Leo was mentioning John craning his neck up, so I did something wrong here. Hold on. John's pretty John's particularly tall, short brown hair, wearing jeans and a t-shirt that says Raw at 77. The bookshelf behind him, he started scanning the shelves for his hat magic reference. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Okay, halfway. Turning away from the crystal ball and toward the bookshelf behind him, halfway started scanning the shelves for his hat magic. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. Let me do the thing. Control C. Let's Control S just to make sure that's saved. Let's go into... What the heck? What happened? Okay. Let's go over here. Let's go ahead and put Control V. Okay. Room data, Control S. Let's go ahead and go to the paste inside the paste bin. Let's go ahead and edit it. Paste. Crystal ball and toward the bookshelf behind him. Halfway started scanning the shelves for his magic reference book. He spotted him. Okay. Did it save changes? Save changes. Copy. Same URL, but fixed. Okay. Hopefully you won't use AI, but I was talking to Ray, and it mentioned John ping the magic book stuff, and I thought it was just odd. Cool. Okay. Looks like I need to um, press this because it goes off the screen in the actual program. Go and there by redot um, text Xbox the line actually has built in scrolling, which is fine, but I don't know if I want anyone to have to scroll. Granted, this is an early version, still in phase 1. Yeah, so basically I don't know if I want to have you have to scroll. But it's also an early version, so it's kind of like it in a sense almost doesn't matter in a way. It kind of does matter, but it kind of doesn't matter. So I don't know if I should keep it or if I should let it go ahead and be in there. So in a sense, it's sort of like an alpha. It's like it's too big for a single screen. You have to scroll down to read it. Let's go ahead. Let's run it again here. Oh, I have to actually. Forgetting I have to select. Interesting. Uh, okay. I can drag it. There's no arrows though. That's kind of interesting. You know. But it does allow you to. I can use the scroll bar, or I can literally drag it down. Oh, I can also click on it. So I mean, that's not a big. That's not a big deal. But what if you like don't know if you can scroll down? Right? I have to put some sort of indicator to do that. Again, it's not like it's sort of like an alpha, right? Kind of. Um, sort of like an alpha. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20. So there's 29 lines. I mean, plus this. technically speaking, and that's, 29, 30, 31, 31 lines, I guess. 31 visible lines here because of the font and everything. Hmm, not really sure. Okay. Hmm. Okay. 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 It wasn't John. Book those. We're still in halfway study. But here's the fixed page. Make sure it's saturating it. Yeah, it's nice, except um, with the font and everything, I'm using a redot. Uh, it's longer than a single screen, so I may have to press it. You don't have to do anything. I can do this on my own pretty good. Then again, it's the second half of phase one, so it's almost like an alpha version of my game, so to speak. Okay, let's go to gym. No, let's go to notebook. Oh, notebook's already open. Okay, it's Tuesday. I have an hour. I've got most of the text for the first actual real page. I got okay. Well, it's not bad as it is, but it doesn't fit on a single screen. I'm considering whether or not to press it and pare it down so that it fits on the screen, including the instructional text. However, being the second half of phase 1 means it's more like, okay. And considering that it's still going to be text for a while, I may still want to make sure it all fits on the screen. Here's the text. That's interesting. Oh well, it can see the text anyways. So very strong and integrates all of our previous continuity fixes perfectly. The addition of the apprentice who's cursed to do everything in reverse great classic adventure game gag. Really justifies why Hubert resorts to hat magic instead of just using a ladder. Since you're building a choose your own solid interactive narrative phase 1, the screen real estate is definitely a valid concern. You have two matter of fact ways to solve this without losing the narrative flavor you built. Page slip recommended. Instead of compressing the text and losing the jokes, you can simply break this beat into 2 separate pages or rooms. Your layout tool. This actually improves the pacing by giving the player a natural cliffhanger. The candidates in the first screen right after Hubert makes his choice. The last one, John appeared as halfway exclaim, "Oh, this is one should do nicely. Okay, we'll try John." Hit 1 to see what John is up to. Page 2, the misfire. Start the next screen with the transition to John, followed immediately by the hat magic sequence. The triptych faded out as halfway commanded, "Show me what he's up to right now." Image appeared on the ball itself. Continue the rest of your text down to the silver ticket decision. Okay. Kind of makes sense, I guess. Option 2, the compression, if it must be one screen. If you're determined to keep this a single page for alpha testing, you can pare it down by tightening the dialogue tags or removing some of the micro actions like rolling the scroll and polishing the orb. Here's how you can compress it by 30% while keeping all the Easter eggs and lore intact. Okay. It doesn't actually have to tell me. It's your phase 1. Does mean I need 2 pages now, which is, it's actually not a bad deal to do 2 pages, I guess. Hmm. The only reason to pare it down, I will say the main reason to pare it down, even in this early stage, is because some of these pages are just text reads, cutscene pages, and some have voices. If I put more text only pages, uh, that means it feels more like you're just reading a story and paging through. Feels more, good evening, Rook, feels more like a game. Throt, 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 paging through feels more like a game if I keep the way it is. That is 1 page per scene, 1 page per screen. So what are you up to, Rook? I am I'm deciding whether or not to. Here, I'll go ahead and replay it here for you. You can see the text in. I think I put the link in the channel in Game Designers. But what I'm currently contending with is this. This is, as you can see, goes down. Now, this underneath here, this is the original page here, so I'm just leaving that in there. That's not the big deal. In fact, if this is at the bottom or near the bottom or just off of it, that's fine. But this is the full text includes these instructions, right? So it includes this hit 0 to quit as the last line. And I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to pare it down in order to keep it on one page or split it up into two pages, which means more just reading pages and less actual interaction pages. It makes it feel more like just a novel that you're reading, you know, like a digital novel or something. I mean, still interactive, but more text pages, text only pages makes it feel a little bit less like a game or less like you're making choices. Um, so I can pare it down or I can split it up. So I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm leaning towards paring it down. If I do that, it takes out stuff that I've already put in there. But then again, you know, diamonds are built through pressure and heat, right? So the good stuff is where you have to be creative um, in how you do it. So I have to get more creative to get everything that I want in the page if I compress it. I compress it to one page, then it comes out with a stronger text. Now the only thing about that is the text is not it's not that big of a deal. It is and it isn't. It isn't because this is not the end result is not this text, but it is because for several for like 10 phases or whatever, depends on how long the phases actually last. The later ones shouldn't last that one shouldn't take that long, but um what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's gonna be text like this for a long time. So each time that I do on there, do I want people to scroll even while they're looking at it, um, or would I rather compress it down to one screen per page, like it's already is, and just have to worry about keeping things short? Should keep things short anyways. Originally, phase one was meant to be short. It was meant to be even shorter than what I got now. Right now, I got 345 pages here. Well, you can kind of take off like I don't know. You can take off 40 pages for their like chapter deals or something, or 20 pages for like chapter deals. But still 300 and something pages, and that's a lot of pages. So originally it was supposed to be even smaller than that, but this is what I got so far here. So I'm still just deciding, do I want to do that? Do I want to put more pages in, or do I want to instead compress this down and leave it that way? Especially when it gets to when I get to have an inventory and stuff. Text adventures have a pretty short, you know. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if like Zork and them if they had multiple text pages. I had to ask the AI that maybe. That might be something that could work, like Gemini or something, or Grok, maybe Grok. In fact, let's go over here and Control Shift M. Let's open Super Grok profile, which is completely 100% fine. Let's go back to Enchanted Lands. Let's see. Okay. Um, what was I on here? Actually, I'm gonna do a new. I think I'm gonna do a new conversation here. Okay. Um, the so it's day June 2nd, 26, and it's approximately 2:45 p.m. EDT. I am working on the narrative fast. Got 1 page of prose done, and I'm trying to decide on something. So here's the text first. Okay. All right, let's set up a little bit. Okay. Copy. Here's my first full goes in my game. Scene sets up Hubert's character, halfway magic quirk. Should not say. Oh, it just says halfway, right? So halfway. Let's see. Let me read my text. Short triple blue robes. Halfway Herald. So it should say halfway Herald, not Hubert. Although, well, okay. The internal monologue feels a touch long in places. Scrolling crystal ball bit and the apprentice backstory. Tagging those with momentum would keep momentum without losing charm. Okay. Hubert's slight info dump flow into the next beat. Properly teed up. The unicorn's language gags nice touch and ties them later. Overall. Notice I put halfway Herald in there. I don't remember if I discussed it with you, but Hubert's name was originally Harold. Then I realized that Harold is a more formal version of the name Harry. I wonder if I should start doing the voice thing on these AIs. I didn't really think about doing that, but I could do that. But I'd have to turn on the desktop audio, I think, for that. Unless I was doing like a browser window thing. But if I don't have anything else running sound wise, like no videos running, I could probably just do that. Should do that. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. It might make things a lot quicker because I can just talk to it, right? Notice I put halfway Harold in there. I don't remember if I discussed it with you, but Hubert Sanders was originally Harold, and I realized Harold is a more formal version of the name Harry. So I decided. So I thought I might have made it a joke slash reference, but then when I was putting in the text into the computer, I decided to change it to Hubert. And now I'm probably changing it changing it back to Harold. Specifically, he now uses halfway like a first name and Harold like a last name, even though he has an actual last name. Anyways, works fine. Using halfway as casual first name handle. So the hint is that his last name rhymes with something like Trotter or Trotter. So Harold Trotter, except the actual joke hint is that his last name is also Potter. In fact, visually, the his home, his ancestral home, uh, says Rotter Estate, but the extra leg on the R is tacked onto the P. So the joke is that his name is also Harold Potter, but to avoid copyright infringement, he had the sign fixed up to look like an R instead of a P, and now goes by halfway Harold instead of Harold Potter. Sign of the Dr. P to R is a solid, cheeky visual gag, clever way to nod to the reference without stepping. Harold, his everyday handle keeps it clean. For this opening page, you can keep the current text most. Looks in the mirror, mentions a quick beat about the estate, sign could land nicely. No thanks. I've got it. I'm deciding whether or not to keep all the text to one page or let you scroll. This is just phase 1, and it's almost equivalent to an alpha. But if I break it up into 2 pages, there will be more reading and less interacting than there already is. So I'm kind of leaning to paring it down. Of course, this sort of constraint can help me be more creative. My writing. What's the word? I'd say creative, more efficient, but it's not efficient. More conservative. I mean, that's still correct, but You want maximum momentum minimal. Current draft already has a decent amount of setup. Spilling it would make the player wait longer for their first roll choice, which leads to feeling like reading a book instead of playing. Because traits like this do force tighter writing, which fits the tone you're going for. If you want to pare it down while keeping the key beats, I can help tighten. I can probably do this myself. I'm not too bad at doing that. I tend to do that all the time on X, formerly Twitter, and am able to do it mostly without abbreviating. So, pressure or constraint, I'm not really being pressure exactly, can lead to a better result. When Rod Serling and any number of other Twilight Zone writers wanted to add in social commentary, they had to be a bit careful when they wrote to not trip the censors. Censors. Um, this also led to tighter more efficient writing. And it also makes people like me who hate social commentary and entertainment enjoy the entertainment. Entertainment. You're on the right track. Keeping it in one page for the opener is smart, especially in phase one. Players need that first hit of interactivity soon, or it starts feeling more like a short story than a game. This trait will probably force some nice economical phrasing, exactly like you said about Sterling and the censors, pressure, self-impose, or otherwise. Often sharpens the good stuff and cuts out the fluff. If you end up trimming it, I want a fresh pair of eyes. Um, okay, so yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. So YouTube notifications. Oh, yeah, it would be sign in, wouldn't it? Uh, oh, Game.TV. Game.TV, crap. Okay, sorry about that. I mean, okay then. Okay. I don't really care. Okay. So let's see if I can't drop this down. I probably need around 10. I don't really know exactly how many. I have up to 9 choices. None of these have 9 choices though. They're all mostly they're three. I think I got one or two that's like 5 or 6. Because they're like flat. In other words, they don't have multiple choices coming down. They're just it's just like a chat when deal. But why does this keep moving? That's what I want to know. See, most of these are three choicers. There's like one that's like five choicer, and this is not a three. This is not a five choicer. It it's three. It starts with three, and then it branches off. Neither of these aren't five choices either. These are I start with three, and then they each have two, and then they have the remainder, and that's how that works. That isn't six across. It's like it may just be the one. Like this is four choices here, right? And then that's another four choices. That's uh standard, even though it's mostly just threes. So at the most I have is just three mostly. Oh, look at that. Very interesting there. I think it's just because I have it on the main screen because this is actually my layout tool. This is layout tool scene, so it's actually showing you what's in the layout tool, which is that. Okay. So yeah, so the most I have on here is four choices. Okay, so let's and then of course that so it'd be nine, it'd be like 10, it'd be like 10 lines, I think. 10 lines. Two, three, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Maybe 21 lines, but that's 21 lines including any wrapping that's going on, right? Blast this halfway magic. All right. Blast this halfway half. I can't do an accent, sorry. I want to do accents sometimes just for the fun of it, though. British accents, you know. I'm sure it would sound really terrible at first, though, but let's see. Go back in here. Actually, let me see something here. Because you know what I can do, too. Let's do this again. Okay. Short and stout and dressed in the typical blue robes, okay? Okay. So it's not the same amount of pages. In fact, and this is because of the font I'm using here. Let's do something. Edit preferences. Here we go. And honestly, they're not much different in size, really. 1 by 15, huh? What font? Well, I don't think it. I think this is just. Actually, what font am I using? Where is the editor here? Uh, fonts. Oh, so which one am I using here? Let's go check out a scene here. Room viewer. Text. Let's see if I got my font in here. Font variation. Normal font size, 24. Actually using 24, huh? But what font am I using for that, though? That's the question. Is there anything in here that's going to tell me... Huh. Description text. Hmm. File. Font sizes, fonts. Huh, I don't know. What font am I using for what? That's what I want to know. 9 by 16. 9 by 16 regular. IBM VGA. Let me see something here. Where's IBM VGA? Where is VGA? And this would be regular. Nine by 16 regular, huh? Okay. So let's do it this ways. Let's pretend that this is the same. It's got an outline, so fairly short and stout. That still doesn't work though, right? Uh, I'm just trying to see if I can't. Let's see here. Edit preferences. Well, this kind of works though. I mean, it's not interesting, very interesting. It's still not correct though. Why? That's pretty interesting. XGA. Now is this? Oh, where's my thing? Where's the thing here? XGA AI. 7 by 15. Regular. Select. Now, if I change it back, Let's try 18. Select. Let's try 20. I'm not really care. See, it doesn't really work as far as, see, it doesn't really line up because different font rendering's different, and just kind of the way it works. Whoa. I see. Yeah. None of that's gonna work anyways, I guess. 7 by 15 bold. Select. See, it has the and in there. And in there. And dressed. See, and middle's there, so that doesn't even work there either. So weird. Okay, fine. 24. Select. Right. And stout. And see, but see, middle doesn't quite line up with that. I guess it's done for me to do that, I guess. Uh, close. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that, I guess. Let's just let's change. Let me go back. Hold on a second. Preferences by 15 regular. Try that one. No, that's too. That's bold. Regular. Close. I'm just. Yeah. Okay. Let's not. I guess let's not worry about that. Alrighty. Where did I put it? Halfway muttered to himself as he pulled up some papers. Hey, let's see something here. Can we preferences? What about the colors? Theme. Theme. Dark variant. That's fine. How did I get those colors? Okay. How did I get the text colors that way, though? Cancel. Uh-oh. What did I do? I just changed it. Why did I just change it? Doggone it. Okay. Cobalt. I see. Why can't I just change it directly, though? I mean, can I? Oblivion. Solarized Dark. Tango. Classic. guess I'll leave it in classic for a while. Gray, but it'll work. I just didn't want the text to be too bright. Okay. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and close this. Let's go ahead and this and copy, Control C, Control V. We're gonna save it and shoot. It's almost time for me to be done. Okay. Where did I put it? Have I muttered to himself? Muttered. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can keep that tight by taking off to himself. Halfway muttered as he pulled up some papers and stacked them on his desk. Riffling, riffling. Let's see something here. Under. Um, I'm thinking of any stuff that I'm thinking of hopefully doing a microphone thing. Although I'm not sure if Gemma and I will do it in real time, like a conversation, considering I'm on Linux Mint and I'm using Brave browser. So I don't know if that will even work, but probably. Okay. Wrong thing. Control S. Okay. Remember as you pull up some papers, stack inst. Uh, let's see something here. Where is? Oh, that's there. That's not what I want. This is what I want. Okay. You call it when you're going through business or papers, loose or otherwise. Riffling, riffing, rifling, sifting through, riffling. Rifling often used interchangeably with riffling in casual speech, but technically implies a more hurried, vigorous rifling through someone's desk, sorting through, shuffling. Just doing it quickly would be the most riffling. I don't use the word riffling used a lot though. Rifle through. I don't hear people use the word riffling. Or yeah, riffling much. Um, Um, yeah, it and Brock both have voice mode, so I could get it to just read something out loud to me, or even just speak to me like a person. I haven't tried it yet. Riffling much. I hear rifling and the one with the single F is pronounced pronounced rifling or like rifle. What? Rifle? What? Rifle? Rifle. Correct. You barely hear riffling in casual conversation because people often confuse it with rifling as simply the words flipping and shuffling. However, riffling with two is a precise term for lightly flipping through pages or cards, pronounced rifling, one F, rifling, smiling, or file. It relates to the gun barrel grooves or the act of ransacking, stealing, rifling, riffling, pronounced riffling, rhymes with sniffling or piffle. The vowel sound is short, like a riff or gift. So if you write riffling through his papers, a careful reader pronounce it with a short I, book in the light. Well, rifling can also just mean a research. This is sort of the impression giving. He's trying to find something, and so he's going through a bunch of papers. Um, Although maybe if he's just searching for the crystal ball, he might just be uh, yeah, I guess. I guess I'm not really understanding why I want it to read the text I wrote to me. Sorry, I'm a bit slow on the uptake. I'm not trying to insult them or whatever. Anyways, I didn't even know that while I was writing it, if that's what he's doing. Ugh. As he stacked loose papers in a pile and started moving things around. Okay. Hurried, energetic, and slightly messy search. Rifling through implies speed, urgency, lack of concern for keeping things organized. He's just shifting piles to uncover something without flipping through them. He could also use shuffling and tossing aside or rummaging. Since he's looking for the crystal ball under a scroll, later hunting for a book in a mess, rifling captures that frantic wizard energy perfectly. Looking around at the mess instead, he started rifling through the papers until. Okay. And actually, I need to do it that way, as I'm actually using what it's using, sort of. Um, maybe he's not. Oh, okay, so the problem here is he's searching for the crystal ball. It's actually kind of large. Large enough to have a cradle sitting on the floor. So, probably logically, wouldn't be looking on his desk, would he? That's kind of a weird question, a weird thing. The crystal ball is large enough to wear floor standing cradle. It would almost certainly not be on his desk, nor would it be hidden under his. Large crystal implies significant weight. Footprint belongs on the floor, low study table. No, no, no. Now the scroll is actually covering the ball. It's just a rather large scroll. He says, "Where did I put it?" And he starts looking around in the messy study to find it. He might look on his desk even though it's big because he's not seeing it. I do this occasionally. Yeah, I could. I mean, I could have something read the text. I guess. I mean, often defies pure logic when we're frustrated or distracted. The trope of searching in the wrong place, looking for glasses while we're in them, or checking the desk floor size objects. Classically, it's a character trait. Have a look at his desk. Shade somewhere convenient like the desk because he's not thinking clearly. Over a pool around a large crystal ball and look on a low cradle, effectively camouflaging it. It's just another pile of clutter. Okay, so Anyways, okay. So let's go back. Dang it. See, it's already 3:30 now. I'm supposed to be done right now. Annoying. Let's see if I can do this. As he tried to rearrange papers on his desk. Fairly short and stout. Fairly short, stout, and dressed in typical blue robes. And I'll put D because not that it's shortening anything. Looking around at the mess. Sitting in the middle of the room. As he rolled it up, became visible. I don't need to put sitting in its cradle. Even though still had a thin layer of dust. Even though it was covered even though it was covered, it still had a thin layer of dust. He promptly polished with his sleeve. Okay. He promptly polished with his sleeve. Ah, here it is. They haven't been used. And this is not really necessary because this is not limiting a line. It still has a line in it. As he waved his hand over the giant orb, it started to glow. Need some volunteers to help me figure out what's going on around here. With 3 likely candidates. Maybe I leave the outcast part out. Maybe shy, but extremely smart and loyal. Seem amenable to magic. There we go. Period of thin air. So we're being projected onto fog. She'll be Daniel. Daniel's image seems to take up most of the space. Let's see here. Extremely smart, loyal, and seem amenable to magic. Okay. Seems ideal. Well, Hmm. Okay. Game tab. Game tab. Oh. Uh. Promising. Doesn't. Uh, um. You don't do. It doesn't seem. Um. Let's see. Learning karate after being bullied. This has nothing to do with magic. Okay, well, please show me Harry. But it's already, uh, but it's already a wizard. He's not shy either. Last one, John appears halfway. This one should do nicely. John should do nicely. I'll say he should do. He should do nicely. Yeah, have a command. Show me what's up to right now. Um, image appeared on the ball. Ball itself. John. John was putting library books on the shelf. Put 66 inches. Yeah. Um, look, it usually it out or use numbers like 5, 6, or like I have it 5 foot 6 inches. Or I could say 66 inches, and that just makes it shorter. Right. Okay, 5'6". John wasn't, I'll say very tall. I mean, it's not exactly the same as particularly, but, um, wasn't very tall. Particularly, you might say he's generally tall, but not particularly tall. So maybe very is probably a better word because it's saying he's kind of short. 5'6". John wasn't very tall. He had short brown hair, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Said SRY 77. This is slightly different than the old text. Does it read okay? Reads mostly okay. It has a slight grammatical stumble called a dangling modifier faulty parallelism. This implies his hair. Yeah. Was wearing should follow his hair directly. While readers will understand what you mean, it's technically incorrect. Well, I did it and was, but and wore had short brown hair and wore jeans and she shook his head. And wore jeans okay. Turning away from the crystal ball. Let's see. Halfway turned away from the crystal ball to the rubbish that looks behind him. And started scanning the bookshelves. Bookshelves. His magic reference book. I could actually say Hat Magic Spellbook. Craning his neck, he spotted it near the top. Near the top. Okay. So this is a newish. So this is part I rewrote. Yeah. At 5'6", it was punchier than the previous version. Continuity, the transition from watching John to turning around, craning his neck, effectively highlights halfway short stature in his own study, reinforcing the character traits you established earlier. Hat Magic spellbook is clear, though if you want to be consistent with your consider Hat Magic. No, because that's the title. One tiny logical check. Halfway turned away from the crystal ball to the books behind him. Show the geography of the room makes sense. If the crystal ball is in the middle of the room, established bookshelves are behind him relative to the ball. This works perfectly. If the ball is on the desk, oh no. Okay. Yes. Okay, thanks. Now, what I'm going to do here is let's close this, and I should be done now, but okay. So uh, actually, thanks. So we'll talk to you next stream. Uh, okay. It should be able to tell what I mean by the next stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and now. Oh, I still have some of this to. Well, okay. So I still have to work on this. Maybe tomorrow, depending. Copy. Let's just see how it looks right now. At least. Out tool. What? All right. Has something to do with tool scripts and stuff again. The way I got things working, so that's all right. It's not gonna hurt anything. Um, though, there we go. Reload, save scene. Make sure everything's copacetic. And see, there's 3 errors. See, look at that. Okay, let's clear that. Reload, save scene. It should be fine. It's fine. Okay. All right, let's go to perfect candidate again. I'm gonna select all. We're gonna hit. Oh, I'm gonna select that. Control D. Okay. Why didn't I not? Okay. Okay. Control V. That. And I still probably have to tweak it, which is okay. Save room data. Run it. 1, 1, 1. Okay. I still have to shoot. It actually needs to be that small, so I still have quite a bit to go here. I didn't actually really change it all that much. Hmm. Dang. Time's it? It's late. That's what time it is. Why in the lands are you way up there? Why in the lands are you way up there? Oh yes, that apprentice. At once. Um, poor fellow put. Uh, I've been cursed into doing everything in reverse, and thus put the reference section. Apprentice I had once. Reference. And the top. Apprentice. Put the reference section at the top. I've been meaning to fix that matter. How about just, yeah, that one apprentice. Just leave it as a mystery, that one apprentice. I mean to fix it. No matter. I think levitation spells in order. Briefly. Spellcasting progress problems and arrange 3 hats on his head in a specific order. Arranged 3 hats on his head and said some magic words. Just then he saw a flash of light, a sound of static. Out of nowhere, a book popped in existence. For another flashlight seemed to change it into Beauty and the Beast before it blipped out of existence with a puff of smoke. Okay. With a flash, with a flash of light and the sound of static, book entitled Unicorn Sign Language for Beginners. A book entitled English Language for Beginners. Popped into existence. Then another flash of light seemed to change it. Seems to change it to Beauty and the Beast for a blipped out. Blipped out again with a puff of smoke. Ah, those aren't the right books. You know, it's all Brown swap. Reordering the hats. He redid the spell. Reorder hats. He redid the spell. And this time the hat magic comedian started to float from above. From above until it dropped about halfway through and nearly knocked him out. That's just halfway magic. Okay. So I'm going to do this one more time, Control S. I seem to be shorter. And I might not worry about whether it has extra space in there. I might just let it go ahead and okay. Control B. Control S. No. Control S. Say room data. I'm gonna try it out real quick. At least maybe. Maybe. Well, almost, but not quite. Hmm. Dang it. Dang, it's already 4 now. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this last little bit here. Okay, so that's at least one thing that I can do. One more line. It's only one line though. It is. Haven't been used in ages. Has it? Hasn't been used in ages. Well, I want him to talk, so you haven't again. You haven't been used in ages. Okay, we'll do it like that. He said, waving his hand over it. Let me figure out what's going on around here. Just went through like candidates. Globe started glowing and a tripping period of thin air. Thin air. Show me here. Show me Daniel, Mary, and then John. In that order. Command halfway. Uh let's see. What happened to my tabs? Dagonia preferences. Tab width. Tab width is supposed to be 4. I don't know how it became closed. Tab. Each profile showed up. In order. Face of the karate karate thing to do with magic. 3 is already 8. Hmm. Wizard. So I guess that leaves please show me what John's up to right now. Young man appeared to be returning books to shelves in a library. Appeared itself at 5 foot. Okay, we'll just at 5'6", John wasn't very tall. Short brown hair and wore jeans and a t-shirt. For a from the crystal ball. Blue looks behind him, starts scanning the shelves. Where's Hat Magic Spellbook? Cranes neck. Spot it near the top. Okay, let's see if that is enough. That's probably completely enough here. See? And we're going to do this again. B. K. K, Control S. Save it. We'll test it out. On the start, one. Wait a second. I did save room data. Okay, let's try this again. One. Aha! That worked. Okay. We're gonna be cool with that right now. I won't worry about the other until I get to that point where I've actually removed some of the vertical space. We'll see if that works out. Okay. All right, that seems to work all right. One more time. This one seems to be all on page, so it's cool. Dialogue is snappier. Nothing to do with magic. Speeds up the candidate selection, keeping the player engaged. Clarity. His physical struggle with the bookshelf is seamless. Blast is halfway magic blends perfectly as punchline visuals. Let's cover it at thin layer of this. Oh. Polished. Adding off makes polish feel more. Okay. What did it say? Polished off. Quickly, swiftly, promptly. That would still probably be okay though. Here, let's try that. See. Okay. Okay. Control S. Save room data. Play. One. Okay, that still works. Okay. All right. That'll be good. Okay. I kind of mitigated a little bit that those couple of extra characters with by changing promptly to quickly. Fixes the previous slight awkwardness perfectly. The pace and tightness fit a single screen. Thanks. Okay, yeah, I have to go now. Okay, so I want to say thanks everybody for watching, listening, whatever. Thanks Rick for popping in, and oh, Saddam Dev. Sorry, Saddam Dev. I didn't see your message, so it's too late, and I'm actually way past my time. I'm supposed to be off by now. I gotta go make dinner and stuff. So, uh, apologies. East Coast of the U.S. So, yeah, I have to go there right now. Unfortunately, I'll probably be back tomorrow, but it's going to be Eastern time. It's going to be 11:30 to 1 o'clock, and then I break for an hour. Okay, thanks. Whenever you see me, you can pop back in, and if you're there when I'm still here, I'll chat with you, or whatever. But anyways, thanks for coming in though, for however long you're watching. I just had to finish up this last little bit. It's a game I'm working on, so okay, cool, cool. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for joining and watching, whatever, and I will see you probably tomorrow. Thank you for watching.